Hello everyone, I'm Frank, and welcome to Learn How to Sudoku, where we take a very easy variant Sudoku puzzle and we break it down in detail so that you can learn how to Sudoku. Today's puzzle, very easy puzzle, is called Regional Constraint Rally by Bellamy, or Bellamus. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but usually the S, I don't know. When I see something like this, it makes me think of the S is silent, but anyways, here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means fill the entire grid with the digits 1 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, or 9-cell region. We also have crop key dots, where digits in cells separated by a black dot have a 1:2 ratio. So for example, if this were 2, this would have to be 1 or 4 to maintain the 1:2 ratio between them. And that's how crop key dots work, or black crop key dots. We also have killer, where digits do not, this is killer cages, where if we had a cage somewhere, say we had a cage here, we would have digits in the cage do not repeat and sum to the small clue in the top left corner if given. So say there was like a 9 here, then these 3 digits would have to add up to 9 if this was a killer cage. And that's how killer cages work. We also have thermos, where we don't see one right now, but say we had a thermometer that looks something like this, I don't know. Digits along a thermometer must increase from the bulb to the tip. So for an example here, if this was the example thermometer, you could have something like, I don't know, 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. And this would be a valid thermometer because it's continuously increasing from the bulb to the tip. Oh, this is a cage here, so I missed that. But anyways, that's how thermometers work. We have Dutch whisper lines, where along orange lines, digits must differ from their neighbors by at least 4. And we also have German whisper lines, where along green lines, digits must differ from the neighbor by at least 5. So let's say we had a Dutch whisper line here. If this were 3 here, this would have to be 7, 8, or 9, because those are the only digits that are 4 or more away from 3. If this were a 3 here, though, this would be only 8 or 9, because the only digits that are 5 or more away from 3 are 8 and 9. And that's the difference between Dutch whisper and German whisper lines. Dutch whisper is the adjacent digits have to have a difference of at least 4, and on German whispers, you have to have adjacent digits have to have a difference of at least 5. So that's how Dutch and German whisper lines work. We also have parity line, where along a red line, adjacent digits must alternate between odd and even parities. So for example, if this were, say, a 3, this would have to be an even digit here. So it would be 2, 4, 6, or 8, and therefore this would have to be an odd digit, which would make this 1, 5, 7, or 9. And that's an example of how a parity line would work. And then also, on top of all these rules, we have constraint regions, where each constraint type, or basically every rule set, may contain no repeated digits anywhere in the puzzle. For example, if a thermo contains a 5, then no other thermo may contain a 5, etc., etc. So that means in all the cages, you cannot have repeats. Along all German and Dutch whisper and parity lines, you cannot have repeats for each of the types, right? So you could have repeats along for a German whisper line and a parity line, but along all parity lines, you can't have repeats. Along all German whisper lines, you can't have repeats. And along all Dutch whisper lines, you cannot have repeats. So that's the constraint regions rule set. And then finally, we have fog of war, where the grid is partially covered in fog. Correctly placed digits will clear the fog around that cell, and no guessing is required. So if you placed a correct digit here, say, it would clear the fog in that cell and in all the surrounding cells around it, which are the 8 surrounding cells there. And those are all the rules. If you like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now I'm going to get started. Let's learn how to Sudoku. Okay, because of the constraint regions, we know the only digits that can be next to a black crop key dot are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. 5, 7, and 9 can never be next to a black crop key dot because 5, 7, and 9 are double of essentially 2.5, 3.5, and 4.5, which are not digits. And if you double 5, 7, or 9, you get 10, 14, or 18, which are not digits. So that's why you can never have 5, 7, or 9 next to a black crop key dot. Well, that means all 6 of these cells are different. And they all must see this cell. So this can never be... it can never be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, or 8 because it sees all 6 different cells next to a black crop key dot, right? Because they have to be different because of the constraint region rules where there's no repeats on each constraint type. So these are all different. They all see this cell, these 2 by seeing in the same column, these 2 by the same box, and these 2 by the same row. So it cannot be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, or 8 here. Well, on a German whisper line, you can never have a 5 because if you subtract 5 or more from 5, you get 0 or less, which is not a normal Sudoku digit. If you add 5 or more to 5, you get 10 or more, which are not digits. So this would then can never be 5. It has to be 7 or 9 here, which means this digit is a high digit. It has to be less. It has to be next to 2 low digits, right? Because on a German whisper line, you'll always alternate between high digits and low digits. Because if you have a high digit in one cell, what are the digits possible? It's 6, 7, 8, 9. What digits can those be next to? Well, 9 can be next to 4 or less. 8 can be next to 3 or less. 7 can be next to 2 or less. 6 can be next to 1 or less. And so you know next to a high digit, you'll always have low digits next to it on a German whisper line. Similarly, with low digit, it's the same thing, just in reverse. 1 can be next to 6 through 9, 6 or higher. 2 can be next to 7 or higher. 3 can be next to 8 or higher. 4 can be next to 9 or higher. So you'll always alternate between low digits and high digits on a German whisper line. So these are both low digits here. If this were a 7... you'd have to have 1 and 2 here. On the German on the black crop key dots, the pairings have to be 1 with 2, 3 and 6 together, and 4 and 8 together. If you tried to have 2 and 4 next to each other on the black crop key dots, the problem is that would eliminate 2 and 4 from ever being on any other black crop key dot, which means you only have 1 and 8 remaining there. So 1 and 2 have to be together. If this were 7 and this was 1, 2, 1, 2, that would mean this could never be a 1, 2 pair because it would see 1 or 2 here. This could never be a 1, 2 pair because it would see 1 or 2 here, and this could never be a 1, 2 pair, so it would see these, both of these cells. So this can never be 7. It has to be a 9 then, because the 1, 2 pair here would eliminate 1 and 2 here, here, and here. So this has to be a 9. It's next to 1, 2, 3, or 4 here. We have 3 digits adding up to 12. You have the same problem, though, if this is 3, 4, and 5, because then this would be 1 or 2 and 1 or 2. And that would eliminate 1, 2 as a possibility here, 1, 2 as a possibility here, and 1, 2 as a possibility here. So this cannot be 3, 4, 5. That means one of these must be 1 or 2. Since one of these is 1 or 2, this can never be 1 or 2. So this is either 3, 6, or 4, 8. Again, you can't have 1, 2, 1, 2 here. So one of these is 3 or 4. One of these is 3 or 4. So this can never contain 3 or 4 in this cage. So it cannot be 1, 2, 9. And it can't contain 3 or 4. The only possibilities then would have to be, you can't have 1, 3, 8. You can't have 1, 4, 7. Because one of these is 3 or 4, and the other one has to be here as 3 or 4. I think the only possibility is 1, 5, 6, right? 2 has to be 2, 3, 7, which contains a 3, which is not allowed. And what's the last one? Yeah, it could be 2, 4, 6 is the other possibility for 3 digits adding up to 12. And the problem is then that would include a 4. So this has to be 1, 5, and 6, which eliminates 1, 5, and 6 from the rest of the box. This can no longer be 6, so this must be a 4, 8 pair here. That means this can't be 4. This is a 2, 3 pair here. That leaves this as a 7. One of these digits is a 1, 2 pair. The other one is a 3, 6 pair. So this is 1, 2, 3, or 6. In this German whisper line, you can no longer have 2, 3, or 9 possible. That means for the low digit on this German whisper line, which has to have a low digit, I think it has to have a 1, right? 4 can only be next to 9 on a German whisper line. You can't have 2 and 3. The low one there, and you can't have 9 on the German whisper line, so that eliminates 4. Therefore, 1 must be here, which means this cannot be a 1, 2 pair. This is a 3, 6 pair, which eliminates 3 and 6 from the rest of the column. This can't be 3 or 6, so this is 2, this is 3. This can't be 6 here. This 3 eliminates 3, 6 here from the rest of the row. Or the rest of this, the rest of this German black crocky dot here. 1 can only be next to 7 or 8 because you can't have a 6 because of a 3, 6 pair in the column. This can't be 7 though, and this can't be 8. I don't see any other clues. What are the remaining digits in column 7? They are 1, 4, 5, 7, 8. Right? And this can't be 1. 1, 4, 5, 7, 8. It's fine. Oh, 1 cannot be in any more of the cages because of the 1, 5, 6 here in this 12 cage. So this can't be 1. This is 2, which makes this a 1. On this Dutch whisper line, this has to be, what, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. Okay. This cannot be 1, 5, 6, or 2. So these remaining digits are 3, 4, 7, 8, or 9. Therefore, these two digits must be 4 away from each other. One of them's 3 or 4. The other one has to be 7, 8, or 9. In this cell, okay. In these cages, you can't have 1, 5, or 6. You can't have 7 either. And you can't have 2. So that leaves what? 3, 4, 8, and 9? Well, where is the 5 and 6 in box 7? Can't be in the cage because of the 1, 5, 6 constraint region. Can't be here. So these must be 5 and 6 here. So 5 and 6, 5 can only be next to 9 on a Dutch whisper line out of these digits. 6 can only be next to 1 or 2, and that's already taken. So this cannot be 6. This is 5. This is 9. This is 6. These can no longer be 9 here. This has to be, we have a 3, 4, 8 triplet in row 7, which eliminates 3, 4, and 8 from the rest of the row. Therefore, this must be 1, 5, and 9 here. And the 3 in row 7 has to be one of these two digits. Well, 3 can no longer be here. What digit can be next to 9 on a Dutch whisper line then? It's only 4. So this is 4. This can't be 4 or 9. This 4 eliminates 4 here, so that's a 3, 8 pair, which eliminates 3 and 8 from the rest of the row. This can't be 8. This is 4. This is 8. These 3, 8 pair eliminates 8 here, so this is 7. We have 3 digits here, which are in a cage, and we already have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 8 eliminated by the constraint regions rule. That leaves, what, 4, 7, and 9 remaining. These can't be 9, so this must be 9, and this must be a 4, 7 pair here. Remaining digits in row 8 are 4, 6, and 7. Remaining digits in row 9 are 2, 3, and 8. This Dutch whisper line cannot contain 1, cannot contain 9. So 5 can never be on this Dutch whisper line because 5 can only be next to 1 or 9. You can't... Okay, so what are these digits? This digit cannot be 1, 4, 7, or 9. It could be 2, 3, 6, or 8. 5, again, cannot be on this Dutch whisper line because 5 has to be next to 1 and 9. Cannot be 4, 7, 9 because of the 4, 7 pair, and the 9 in the box can't be 1. So if this were, say, 6, it would be next to 1 and 2 on the Dutch whisper line, but we can't have a 1 here, so this can't be 6. If this is 3, it would have to be next to 7, 2 out of 7, 8, and 9 here, but none of those can be 7, 8, or 9. Because 9 is in the same box. Actually, 4 and 7 and 9 are both in the same box, so this can never be 3. So if this is 2, it has to be next to 6 and 8 on the Dutch whisper line because 7 and 9 are eliminated. If it's 8, it has to be next to 2 and 3 on the Dutch whisper line. But if it's 8 here and it's next to 2 and 3, that would eliminate all possibilities for this cell. So this can never be 8. This is 2, which must be next to a 6 and an 8 on the Dutch whisper line. That must be next to 1 or 3 on the 6 or 8. Remaining digits now. 5 cannot be here. Where is the 5? In box 4, it has to, in this box, shall we say, it has to be here. So this is 5. This is 1 or 3. This 1, 3, 1, 3 pair eliminates 1 and 3 in the rest of the row. So this can't be 3. This is 6, which makes this 3. This 6 eliminates 6 here. So this is 8, which makes this 6. The 8 eliminates 8 here. So this is 3 and 8. What does that leave in column 1? It leaves 4, 5, and 9. This digit is less than this digit, always. So 9 is never less than another digit in normal Sudoku. So this can't be 9. This digit is less than that digit. So this can't be 9 either. This 4, 5 pair eliminates 4 and 5 in the rest of the column. So this must be a 9. This has to be less than this. So this is 4. This is 5. This has to be greater than 5. And it can't be 8 or 9, so it's 6 or 7 here. This can't be 5, this can't be 4. 5 cannot be on the thermometer because of this 5. It's already on the thermometer. This Dutch whisper line here cannot contain 2, 6, actually cannot contain 4, 5, 9, 2, 6, 8. So it has to have a 7 here, which means this can't be 7. This has to be the 7 here because of the remaining digits, right? On the Dutch whisper line because of the constraint regions. So this is 7, which means this can't be 7. This is 1. This has to be 8 next to it. Because it can't be 6, can't be 9. This is 1 and 8. This has to be 1 or 3 next to it on the Dutch whisper line because those are the only digits remaining. This can't be 8. These can't be 7, whereas a 7 in column 7. It has to be here. So this is 7, which makes this a 4, which makes that a 7. This 3 means this can't be 3, so this is 1, which makes this an 8. This 1 also eliminates 1 here because of the constraint regions rule, so this is 3, this is 1. This can't be 1 or 8, so this is 4. This can't be 4, 1, or 8, so this is 5, which makes this a 1. Neither of these are 1s. This 8 can be only next to, can only have a 9 greater than it, so this is 9. Which means this can't be 9 here. This 7 eliminates 7 here, so this is a 6. We have 2 more thermometers. One of them has to have, so the digits remaining are 1, 2, 3, and 7. 1 and 7 cannot be here. This thermometer, this part is less than this, so this must be 2, this must be 3. This is less than that, so this must be 1, and that's 7, which makes this not 1, so this is 5. Neither of these can be 5. This can't be 7. This is a parity line, so this is odd no matter what. It's 1 or 9. This then must be even, and this must be odd. So this must be 3. This is a 4, 6 pair, which eliminates 4 and 6 from the rest of the row. So this must be 7. This can't be 7. This can't be 3. This can't be 3 because of the 3 in the box. Remaining digits in row 3 are 2, 3, and 8, but 2 and 3 cannot be here, so this must be 8, which makes this a 2, 3 pair. This can't be 3 because of this 3, so this is 2, this is 3. Column 2 is 1 and 7 remaining. This can't be 7 because of that 7, so this is 1, this is 7. Let's see, row 6, we have 2, 3, and 5 remaining. This can't be 2 or 3 because of the 2, 3 in the column, so this is 5. This can't be 3 or 5, so this is 2, which makes this a 3. The 2 eliminates 2 here, so this is 8 and 2. Okay. What about, how many 1s do we have remaining? We have a decent amount. 3s? We have 8 3s, so we know where the last 3 has to be. It has to be here. So this is 3. That's 3 in the corner. We celebrate because we know we're getting close to solving this. 4s, we have too many. 5. In the upper center box, 5 cannot be here or here, so 5 has to be here. We have 8 5s now. We don't have 8 5s, never mind. 6s, that's not very restrictive. 7s, we have 8 7s. We know where the last 7 has to be. It has to be here. 8s is not too, actually it is restrictive. In the upper central, in the upper, center region, 8 cannot be here or here, so 8 has to be here. That gives us 8 8s. We know where the last 8 has to be. It has to be here. What about 9s? 9s is not restrictive. Okay. This is probably not the best way of going about things, would be my guess, but yeah. Okay. Um, remaining digits in row 1 are what? 4 and 6. Remaining digits in... Oh, this can't be 4 because of the 4 in the box. So this is 6, this is 4. That means 6, 2, and 9 are remaining in row 2. Therefore, this is 6. This has to be a 2-9 pair here. This 6 eliminates 6 here, so this is 4, this is 6. That leaves this as a 4 remaining digit. We have 1, 6, and 9 in column 4. And this can't be 1 or 6, so this is 9, which makes this a 1, which makes that a 9, and therefore this is a 6. That leaves us as a 1. We have 2 and 5 remaining in row 4. The 6 eliminates 6 here, so this is 5, this is 6. This 5 eliminates 5 here, so this is 2 and 5. 2 eliminates 2 here, so it's 9 and 2, which leaves this as a 4 and this as a 9. And that's how you solve it. Pretty interesting use of the constraint regions rule set. Yeah, otherwise you had to use it. Otherwise there was no way you could actually progress in the puzzle without it. And it was used pretty often, actually, right? You had just, even the break-in was basically just constraints, right? And then you had the constraint of the cage leading to this. You had the constraint of the German whisper lines leading to this. You had the constraint of the Dutch whisper lines and the cages here. And then you had the constraint of the thermometers. So, pretty nice use of the constraint regions rule set. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Learn How to Sudoku, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.